There we go. Hopefully, third time is the charm. Looks like I do have sound. Good. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. I just got a really weird request. I'm not sure. Anyway, here we go. Sorry, I'm responding to a question. All right, there we go. Anyway, I had to get that message. So. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully everyone can come back in and we'll get things moving here. All right, let me go back to the message I was actually going for here, Derek. I need this one. Those are a little bit wider belt loops. Shit. Okay. That means I need to go wider fabric. Not a big deal. Pardon my honking. My allergies are going nuts. So we want it a little bit wider. It only needs 4, so. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut it more like that so that they're more like that. Those are really big. Desperately because I need to force it. All right. Hello. Alrighty. As soon as we get a few more people in, then we will get going more on things. Let's off. So we're gonna actually go in there. Okay. And then just in the off chance that's not quite enough for 4. Oh, that should be plenty for 4, but just in the off chance it's not quite enough for 4. Testing. Yes, we do have sound. Sorry about that. My computer is just so finicky. It's really kind of not on its last legs, but sort of. Okay. I hate making belt loops, just in case you're wondering. Belt loops are kind of a pain in the ass to do, especially because I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. YouTube, not that. Both are me. What do you mean both are me? Oh, you're listening on TV? Cool. Belt lips. Oops, that did not spell belt loops. Belt loops. How to sew belt loops. Let me look at this. I don't necessarily need all this info. Hello. Ah, hang on. Um, all right, give me a second. I need to put this on. I think all I have to do is what I was already doing. Okay. Sorry, I'm watching this as I go. Okay, we might not need full steam. I'm gonna just do this little strip because this will be an extra one if I need it. Oh, that's sad. Sorry to hear that. Okay. I'm making these ahead of time because I know otherwise I want to just have them ready to go. So these are easy to do real quick. Well, I'm at least starting to make them and then I'll get them done when the top stitching is done. Going from the other side. I can at least eat now, yeah. All right. Hot, hot. Sorry, this is so hot that I have to really take. It's because you're steaming it and that's painful if you get your fingers in the way. All right, puppy, here we go. And then as soon as I finish this part, yes, I know, right? So, hey, Kevin, we're listening while working. Sometimes I bail when I have to nap. No problem, no problem. We're going to talk a little bit about Little bit about what we could possibly do to help Australia in this particular case as a group. And I'm not sure if any of you all are interested or not, but I'm doing this so that I can kind of get some opinions from you guys. And I'm going to bring you over here because I need to be kind of looking where I'm at, and I can't do that when you're over there. So a friend brought to my attention something that I can totally do to help out with the Australian wildlife specifically. You know, there's a type of bird in Australia that's literally basically being brought to extinction right now because of this. That one I can't necessarily help, but what I can do to help is they have a lot of marsupials, kangaroos, koalas, sugar gliders, things like, well, sugar gliders aren't really a marsupial, but wallabies and things like that. They need things sewn, knitted, or crocheted for certain wildlife, primarily pouches made for those babies that are without parents and injured. Primarily like pouches for sugar gliders, pouches for wallabies, these little bat wraps. And that is something I could totally do. So what I'm kind of thinking is, and you guys help me out with this a little bit, and I want to just kind of hash out some ideas here. I kind of would like to, hang on, I gotta turn this up a little bit. I kind of would like to possibly do some sort of like charity stream or something to raise the money to buy some fabric so that I can make some pouches and get them to Australia. There's actually a huge hashtag global crafters for something or another going on where tons of thousands of people are making these, and they are in desperate need, especially of pouches for the kangaroos, and there's pouches for sugar gliders. People are sending freaking koala mittens. They're like, we don't need those. But they need these things for the animals. And I sadly don't have much money for that. And I wanted to figure out a way that we could possibly raise that money with our groups that we're in to get some things made and get them to Australia. I'm going to be looking into local groups around here that possibly are doing things, like if there's one of our sewing shops around here, see if they're doing anything, because I can totally whip up a lot of pouches and send them. And there's patterns that have gone online from, like the Australian wildlife teams of what they need. Sorry, I'm not waving scissors at y'all. I'm just moving them out of the way. So that's kind of where I'm thinking. Like, I want to do something to help out, and I am a great seamstress, and I love doing charity work. I just don't have much funds, and I know none of us have many, don't have a lot of funds. But figuring something out, high school sewing projects, yeah. Figuring something out that we can, and you have to have very specific materials for this, mind you, as well, because you're dealing with brand new babies and things like that. You have to have very specific materials for these things. Like, I have tons of fleece. We can't really use fleece on the inside, at least. But we cannot use fleece because it pills up, and they might suck on those pills and get it stuck in their body. But I was thinking of either setting it up with like a GoFundMe, or setting up some sort of donation thing where people would donate to basically me, but to purchase fabrics to make for the wildlife. I actually want to take it to Joann's as well and talk to them about it, because I think that would be a really cool thing to get going. And guys, a lot of these animals are very, are only for that area. And I would love to do that. I would love to get this going and get some things done, because they need so many things for these wildlife. And guys, people have gone in and just torn apart bedrooms in their houses and converted it to an area for baby kangaroos to live, where they're bottle feeding them and everything. So, So I would love, love, love to be able to do something like that. So if you guys are interested or know of people that would be interested, I want to actually think about doing that here in the probably next week when Andrew's gone, because I need something to do, and I can do different streams. And I don't want to use YouTube for that because I'll stream from YouTube, sure. I don't want to use YouTube as the donation because unless I make $100, I don't get it right away. So I really don't want to have to not be able, I want to be able to get the funds pretty quickly. So I'm still thinking about it and what we're gonna do. I might hash it out with Andrew and everybody later. Probably not tonight because he's in daddy mode right now. But want to figure this out so we can get some help to these animals, which would be great. Like, there's not much I can do other than that. I can't go off and help. Like, I'm not a firefighter. Do I only have black? Really? No, I don't have a cone thread right now. Where's all my threads? But I want to be able to do something to help out, and this is the way I could do it. Am I really that? Black doesn't matter. It's dark. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. I don't know if that's where it is. I don't know if y'all would be interested in that. Please let me know. Those of you who are on Discord, feel free to let me know there what you're interested in or if you can help or anything like that, so that we can get this off the ground. Hello. Oh, you have the thing. Run away. What is that? An audio with the cat? Meow. Meow. Oh. Ow.
I wanted to see if he would react to it.
Meow. He gives no shits.
He keeps looking out the window for it.
He's purring. So we're talking about, we literally just started 17 minutes ago, but we're talking about, one of my friends sent me some stuff about making animal pouches for the Australian animals.
Oh yeah, for the Australian
Yes.
wildfire thingy.
Yeah, and I want to maybe set up some sort of like live stream charity thing so that we can get donations to make pouches, buy fabrics and make pouches. Yeah, I know. I know. But it would be really cool, even if we can just raise a little bit to do a few. Every single one counts.
I would then, in that case, see if you can team up
Yeah.
with any other YouTubers
Yeah.
so that it will get more of a following.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'd like to do.
But I would message all of your friendsies out there
Yeah.
and see what they think and what they're able to do, because they may be able to, you may be able to figure out how all of you can live stream on the same video,
Yeah.
video chat
Yeah.
live stream kind of deal.
That would be kind of cool. I know Zach would help me.
Yeah. So, and that way then it can raise money and stuff like that.
Because I'm not that big of a channel, but but even just raising $100 to buy fabric and make a few, that makes a difference. And I'm going to look into what I can do locally as well.
We're talking on Joann's.
Yes.
Because I know they can choose.
Yes, charities.
Things.
Yep. I'm gonna try to get a hold of an Amy schedule at some point and talk to Amy about it, because I would really love. Oh, Kevin, you'd be in. That would be great. That would be great. I'll nail things down and think about it. But this is going to be going on for months. They're talking that this fire is going to be burning for months.
Oh yeah, no, this is a really big deal.
They've actually
this fire will probably be burning when World War III starts.
But they're talking they've found 24 arsonists in this as well. It's mostly the heat and things. I've seen some posts. I'm not sure how accurate they are. But since November, they have charged 120 something people with breaking the fire bans and things like that. Yeah. So, dude, you are so spoiled. But I would love to do something to help out in the way that I can. So I think we'll work it out. I'll get. Yeah.
I thought it was your e-cig for a second. I was
God, no.
What the fuck?
But yeah, so Yeah, possibly. I may even just use Twitch. I don't know. We'll see. But it's something I'll work out. Okay, dude, my arm is sore from holding you. I know you love Mama and you want to sew with Mama, but you cannot. He's purring like a madman right now.
Okay.
Okay, open up other window so I have. What time is your appointment? Oh, okay. Okay, take the heaviness.
He's only.
I know, but it's heavy on one arm, and I've been sewing for a couple days. So, thankfully, this one is not going to be as complicated as those shorts. I've decided that next time this guy orders, I'm going to have to charge him like $50 extra, and I'm going to start saying on my thing like it's $5 an item extra, which is like $1 a minute for the extra things. Like, yes, they only take like 5 or so minutes extra, but when you add special stitching to every pocket and you add another pocket and a hammer loop and this and that, it builds up. So I can't. My arm is so tight. Thank you, Snitch. You just dyed my arm. Here. I need more buttons.
Please put you down.
Thank you. We spoiled him. So Andrew's in an interesting mood today. He's been struggling. Back and forth between the two. So. No, don't get him in there.
He didn't like
That's the last thing I need is him packing. Oops.
He did not like it.
I just totally threaded that whole thing, and I actually need to make 2 buttons. Actually, I wonder if I should put black in. Yeah, we're gonna do black.
It's kind of like when you drop him in the snow. He's just like, wait, no.
Anyway, that's something I'm thinking about, guys. I know I can whip them up like that if we have the fabric. The problem is I don't have the money to buy the fabric. And I can't say, okay, every order is going toward this because
She needs money.
well, and I can't build myself up with a bunch of sewing projects if that's gonna happen.
Right.
You know, I can't like have 10 orders come in and still do this. I need you to move for a minute because somewhere I put my I found it. Never mind. You're good. I was looking for my little felt piece. Yeah, so like I can't do this by orders because then it'll just build up and I won't have the time to do this. I mean, I can put some toward it, yes, but I don't want to have to do that.
I think Andrew would disagree that you can't.
Yeah. Well, the money that I make from orders needs to go to the household. That's just the reality of it. That's income. And I can't be putting all the income.
Broke ass motherfuckers.
We are broke ass motherfuckers.
The economy sucks.
Can you hear me, skizzers? And
Skizzers.
sig. If you're gonna be in here, you're gonna go shit. Don't break my serger,
I'm
bitch.
not gonna break your serger.
I got it out after a year. But anyway, we'll discuss it as time goes on. Oh.
What is this?
What? That is for my snaps.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Thank you. Oh, it took you long enough. I can do those in there because those are biodegradable. I believe you got biodegradable ones.
Yes.
I wouldn't let him not, you know. But yeah, that's something I've been thinking. I was doing this at 8 o'clock in the morning when I woke up to go to the bathroom because one of my friends tagged me in the post. And then I'm like, ding, ding, ding. Sadly, I can't use the fabrics I already have because so much of it is fleece.
Oh yeah, no,
And they suck on it.
Yeah.
So
you want cotton.
You want
Plus-
cotton and flannel.
Plus, it's Australia.
Yeah.
That is far too warm for that shit.
People were sending koala mittens. Yeah. There's a list going about we don't use koala mittens, people.
One.
Why? Yeah. No, they're like, we need pouches and bat wraps with, you know, things like that. Like, we don't need these stupid koala mitten things. Like, why did I do that again? Come on, Britt. Because I'm not sitting here thinking right now.
Like koala. Last time I checked, koala mittens are only really used in like in like zoos and stuff.
I don't even think they really do that. It's not a thing. Get down there. Uh-oh. No. Fuck. Get out of there. You just wrapped around that shit, and that's not good. Fucking hell. Nothing really.
I'm just looking.
There we go. Wait, are we there yet?
I should probably.
Fuck food. Ah, but it went a long way before I realized. There we go. Okay. That was my bad. All right, let's pull that back in. That was a mistake. Testing. Sorry, I had to.
I should have some roast pork.
Leave my bird alone. Hi, Bob.
I have chicken legs.
Oh. Andrew's like, how are you guys going to survive on the money that we have? And I'm like, dude, we don't eat like crazy while you're gone. Like,
Also, okay, y'all, like I give full credit to the fact. I give a lot of credit to the fact that Brittany is overweight because she has her body in constant survival mode. But also, when she does eat, she eats the portion of the average American, which is not the actual portions humans should be eating.
yes, but that when I eat only once a day.
No, it's not. But when you eat that way, even if you haven't eaten once a day, you eat a god-awful amount of food. So does Andrew. Like, those packs that are designed for 2 people, they eat the entire pack themselves. And I'm just like, why?
You're gonna poop on everything. Ow! That was my ear, you butthead. That was loud, and I mean his biting is not hurting. He's not biting. He's just gnawing. But he's not hurting me. It's loud. He's a loud ass motherfucker.
Why is he not making noodles? It's not fair.
What is he? What?
Nothing.
Making me all tiny? Because I didn't have a conversation with him about it last night. I was sound asleep. I woke up to y'all like coming up the stairs.
Banging on the door next door?
No.
It sounds like they're banging on.
They might be in there working. They were taking like pictures of like the cupboards and everything and the faucets, and they're like, "Whoa, you have nice faucets." I'm like, "We put those in."
Like, oh, you have nice faucets. Yeah, because we were tired of the one you gave us.
Because what they have in here is a piece of shit. What it sounds like is they're possibly going to update kitchens and stuff, which is, can you take him, please? Food. My tummy does not want food yet. I just barely had coffee. Ugh. You want to know something funny? Not you, them. Jamie, he got his name, Jimmy Hawkins, because of Treasure Island. They do give love nipples. He has never bit me to the point of like draw blood bit me. He was hand fed, he's hand raised. He's not like super outgoing, friendly type of bird. but he adores the heck out of Hannah. I will say that much. He adores her like there is no tomorrow.
I don't know why I tortured the poor fuck.
She does torture him. But he's a super duper sweetheart. So I have to figure out about where this is going here. The other one seems so wide. All right. And I put these in backwards. So begins the flip back and forth between thread colors all day. So it begins. And switching back and forth between serger and stuff, which I'll put the serger up here in just a minute. But first I'm going to get to the belt loops. No more forcing me to eat food in the morning. That makes my tummy feel really yuck. Okay. Now I have to come up to the even point of that. Which about like you get birds that are plucking. Are you rescuing them? Because that is an environment issue. Typically, if they pluck like that, they're not okay in their environment. And some birds do it out of boredom. Oh, the people pull out the feathers. What? Oh, no. That's not how it works. Why would they do that? What did I just drop? Nothing. Okay. Now I just have to put in my. This is like I said, here begins the fun of constantly switching back and forth between threads. Thankfully, this one is gold. And I have 2 spools, so I should not run out. Birds like to pluck feathers birds pluck a lot when they're stressed. That is a mechanism of theirs. Why did that not feel like there was? Oh, there we go. I probably need to clean out my tension thing. But yeah. Aw, that's cute. A broke tail feather. Yeah, you should never pull out the broken tail feathers because the bird will pull those out. Yeah, never. They will molt. Hey, hi Aries. Oh wait, we gotta pull this. 3.5. Oh no!
I like the when she says, "No, I'm not." After you're too stingy. Like, listen to that. No, I'm not.
Yes, it does make the bird hate being handled. Also, one thing, you cannot pull out those feathers because a lot of times they're blood feathers and they have to molt in a specific way. Now, if a blood feather is injured, you have to get it out because they do continue to bleed. think I'm gonna go ahead and give this another stitch because he wanted it. He wanted a slightly different pattern. He's not getting that pattern, but it's just because I'm not dealing with all that.
Jimmy's favorite activity when he's molting is when you blow on him so that his feathers fly away.
Yes.
How is that for over that?
It's for both. Why are you under there, Bobbin? Get out.
Why do you have like all?
Huh?
You're always stealing all of
No, it was in a bag that I brought from downstairs, and I just never have gotten it out yet.
I love it. Yes. I was just wondering where my peppermint beadlets went.
They were upstairs, and I loaded a bag. This should be plenty for 4. It better be plenty for 4. You'll see how much machine handles sewing belt loops.
Okay.
Those are ready. I need to pull out my serger real quick. Yeah, I don't like it when people mishandle birds because birds are really, once a bird forms a bad habit or a stress reaction, it really will not go away ever. I don't think I'm gonna need this, so I'm gonna set those up. It really doesn't, like once a bird starts plucking, it becomes, it's like biting your nails, but you can't really do things to get a bird to stop. So they continue to do that habit pretty much the rest of their life. And so, like Jimmy is a super easy bird to take care of. Like his breed is just super easy. But even then, I should probably, even then, I'm not as dedicated of a bird mommy as I technically should be. But he's, yeah, but what did you order is what they're asking. Going away. This is an interesting part. I'm sorry for the loudness for y'all for this, but it's either I stream or I don't stream. What?
You know what you should do on all of your 18 plus videos?
What 18 plus videos?
Well, I mean, like if you like have videos and like when you get to mature topics where they really can't be underage, right? All of those videos you should edit in the song in the beginning.
If you're not 18, then you're 12.
If you're not 18, then you're 12. If you're not 18, then you're 12.
You're 18, right?
That'd be so fucking funny.
Yes.
Like, honestly and truly, every 18 plus video should start off with that song.
The cockatoos are a ton of work. Yeah, I would not be able to take on a cockatoo. Just because, God, they're, especially like my grandmother had a cockatoo when I was growing up, and this cockatoo was well taken care of. My grandmother was a bird breeder, but she had a cockatoo. She recently gave them up. I gotta figure out where my first line is here. Give me a moment. Okay. Now you have this stuck in my head, and I'm gonna have to listen to another song, so that's out of my head. But yeah, they're a lot of work. Cockatoos, sheesh, they're a lot of work, and they need so much space. So yeah, don't take it on just out of yeah. Okay. We go ahead and stitch this one. Okay, where is the? this for you. Oh, you opened the fridge. I gotta figure out what stinks in my fridge. Holy shit. I hope that's not my bean sound. I'm really sad if my beans are wrong. They shouldn't. First things first, I make them. Yep. They do need so much. Get under there. There we go. I kind of wish I could just. What? Hang on. I'm in the middle of a very. Let me get around this. Ow. I just pinched my finger. That's adorable. I love how she like had no face that was there, and then turned around and there it is.
Yep.
All right, let's see. This is going to the left, right? Yes. You'll put the link. I didn't post a link, so I don't know if it may not let you post a link because I don't know if I have that allowed. All right, give me a moment. This is a very finicky part of this. I wish I had a double needle. Make my life so much easier. I really need to buy a double needle. Next time I do overalls, I need to buy a double needle. You have to go to the store. All right. Typically, you would bar tack. I'm not going to bar tack right now. But I do have to put on pockets. Where are my pockets? There's one. There's two. Okay. I am going to stitch this one in because I immediately have to turn around and top stitch a pocket thingy. So, excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. They must be working next door right now because there's a lot of noise. I hear somebody peeing. I hate the noise. That's just creepy. Well, this hand is upstairs peeing and her phone's down here, but no. Hannah, are you down here? Yeah. Okay. Just making sure it wasn't you that I just heard peeing. that's mildly creepy that I can hear the people across next door peeing. All right, here we go. Why does it keep doing that? I swear that there's something up with my bottom thingy. I wonder if it's not down tight enough or something in there. Let's sew this one. Somebody's dog is barking. There we go. All right. Now we can top stitch and we should be able to switch over for a little bit. Oh no, we're gonna actually throw on the pockets while I'm at it in the back. All right. Gosh darn it, my iron turned off. There we go. This way so you guys can see for a minute. This is just a very quick little seam here. Okay. Sorry for the noise of the garbage truck, guys. One down. There we go. Now we turn. We top stitch. Ow, I bent on a little bit. All right. Everything moves over. This is my least favorite top stitching to do. Right here. But I looks really good in the end. That's a little far away. I should go see how much a double needle costs because, God, it'd be easier. I have like $5, so I can't imagine it costs more than that. It would just make my life so much easier with this. I used to use double needles all the time. They're nice. That looks good. Now we have to do this part and pin it. Actually, I clip it because I just leave it there for a while because it does not need the extra step of stitching it in. When I do this, I always do it all at once. There's that. I got the bucket. Ta-da! It looks beautiful. This should go a lot faster than the other one because there's a lot less hassle involved in pants than there is shorts. Pants are so much easier. Okay, there's that one. Let me just line up this puppy here. And we make sure it's laying flat. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and place the pockets on the back. Unless I decide to go get a double needle. Hey, Hannah. Where is your doctor's office? Where's your doctor's office? Okay. Because I'm debating going and getting a double needle with the money, the gift card I have for Joann's right now, or the store credit. Because it would make this task so much easier. And I've seen, but first I have to see how much they cost. Double top stitch needle. See if you. Double point needles. Hang on. Why is it yelling at me? I don't know what it's doing. It's not letting me. The app is not letting me search. Stupid. Let's go online to Joann.com. Double needle. Knitting needles, knitting needles. I know they have. I don't know why the app is not working, but it's not working. Top, no, T-O-P, stitch.
I want to go to the doctor's office because that means I'm gonna get hooked with the needle.
Top, stitch, needle. Why are you so zoomed in? I'm gonna if it won't let me. Perfect. Sewing supplies. Pins and needles. If you poke me with something, I swear to God, I will hit you. Machine needle insert thread. Nope. Why are you clipping things to me? Yes, you did. I felt you do it. You want them? They're on the floor. They all fell down.
You know what's funny? This has been on you for the last like half hour.
For real?
Yeah.
There, they have it. It's 419.
I just now put the second one on you, but this has
Twin
been on you
needle.
since I've gotten down here.
Twin needle. Stretch sewing. No. I just need a twin needle. Just fucking amazing twin needle. There we are. Twin needle. 489 Schmetz. Do they carry them in my store? Let's see. I'm pretty sure they do. A 480. Yeah, they do. Now I have to decide. Because I can go, I've only top stitched 2 things. And those 2 things have different stitch widths anyway. She's just clipping things into my hair. And we're really debating right now about, I mean, twin needles are wonderful. I love them. So, are you drawing on me or just touching me?
Just
Oh, okay. Hang on. While I'm at it, I'm going to pick up the clips. There we go. Stop clipping onto my diaper.
I didn't clip onto your diaper. I just put a straw down it.
The things that she does to me, you guys.
It's funny.
Okay. Are there any more
No.
anywhere? You promise.
Promise, there's only 2 on this table.
Oh. Okay, so what should I do? It looks so much nicer when I use a double needle. Then I have to
Why do
go.
you have a bulb?
Where? I've always had that. I've always had that.
Were you born as a small child?
No, I lay on my arms. So the spot touches. My dad used to have bald legs where his socks were.
Oh, makes sense.
I really have to decide if I'm going to do that now. It would make my life so much easier. I mean, I love it when people play with my hair and my face. Not like I could, like, I used to fall asleep to my sister doing my makeup. Like, and doing my hair. Okay.
So what I'm hearing is that you would never have survived at a frat party.
No. I would be like, it's the thing that really calms me down is like Andrew always does my ear or plays with my hair, and that's like the number 2, the 2 things that'll just like put me calm. Okay. I don't want to have to make you run out twice, so either way, now she's drawing on me. Honestly, I don't
Start
care.
walking.
That pen is kind of crappy.
Well, if I put more pressure, I'd probably
yeah.
do it.
There's also a gel pen around here somewhere. Why did I just tell her this?
I feel like this is one of those.
If I go
popping
with you,
tools.
If I go with you, would you be willing to do a Joanne's run after? Or before?
Whatever.
Because then I could get my needles. I would have to pick up another one of these just in case, though, but they're like $1 right now. And I have money for that. So that I think I really would, it's very beneficial. And it makes it look so much more professional because then it's exactly in line.
Okay, everyone. Does this look like a face? Who cares?
I don't like to make her run extra on her days off.
Does this look like a face? Who cares?
I know, but you'll say okay, and then you care, and I don't want to do something that will make you upset.
I won't get upset.
Would you stop it? Go on my Cricut scissors. Thank you very much. Which are shit.
Why do you have a straw?
Because it was in a drink, most likely. I swear to God, child.
But it was hooked. Hold on. Your booty needs. You have a tail now.
It just stuck a straw down my diaper. And I can't get it out at the moment because I have thread in my hands. This feels really strange. Oh, God.
I shouldn't be allowed to be bored.
You should not. Boredom with Hannah is a very bad, bad, bad thing. What's this?
Now I understand why my mother always had things for us to do. Like if we said we were bored, she always had something we could do.
Yeah.
So we always either did the thing or preoccupied ourselves.
See, I was
Which usually resulted in us tormenting.
See,
each other.
I was the kid that if I was bored, I went up in my room and played by myself.
See, but no, when my siblings and I were sadists, and also
Like, you always send me all these sibling things and stuff about how torturing each other and beating. And I'm like, no, we didn't do that. We did not do that.
we did.
Number one, we'd get our butts whooped if we did. And number two, we just weren't like that because we had cook boys outside of our house to torture.
Yeah, see, no, we were homeschooled.
So were we, and the cooks. And the cooks were homeschooled.
Well, see, here's the thing. But then you had friends. We had each other, just the four of us, until the public schoolers came home.
True. I mean, we only played with the boys at recess and after school, but.
Well, see, we were able to do whatever the fuck we wanted 90% of the time. We had goals that we had to achieve by an X amount of time.
No, we had.
Then bye-bye.
When we were doing school, when we were homeschooled, I was homeschooled my entire life, all the way up until college.
And you physically just cannot be homeschooled.
Right? And then, so we had neighbors 2 doors down that also were homeschooling their 4 boys. Don't pull my hair out. I already have enough trouble with that. So we had a system in place. We literally did school until lunchtime. We'd have recess for an hour, and then we'd go to school again until we were done. And we had a system on our door, on each other's door. And so that we could see when and when not we were available. We had a little red light, green light thing that we flipped back and forth when we were able to be played with. So well, that sounds so bad. When we were available to play. Still doesn't sound good. But anyway, so all we had to do is go look at the door. And if it was red, you didn't even knock. You know, we knew, no, they're doing school or whatever. And so we knew. And I was just a kid that pretty much preoccupied myself most of the time. So it wasn't really that big a deal for me.
They were much more organized than my family. My mother, well, except for my brother. My brother being autistic, he had a little bit more structured. But for my experience, my mom was literally like, I need you to achieve these 3 things to be able to move on to the next subject for the next month. You have until this day at this time to get it done. And then I was being.
I'm not getting anything. Is anybody here? Please say yes or no. I just need to make sure my stream didn't die. But yeah, we had much more structure.
We did not. I mean, my sister and I for the most part, like self-school ourselves. Like, once we had questions, like like it was all by ourselves, and my mom just like let us do it. Because with my sister, that's how she walks best. With me, my mom was just like, these are the things you need to do. I don't care until as long as you get them done before 6 o'clock. And that was it. That's all I had to do. I had to go do it, and then if I didn't get it done, I got in trouble.
Yeah. See, we didn't do that. We
had plenty of time on our hands because for the most part, we usually finished it within a few hours.
Yeah.
Because we were very effective with our school.
There were a lot of days where we were done before noon.
Oh yeah.
But we had set times. You do school until recess, and then from there, like my mom had me. I was a horrible schooler at first, but like she had, she'd have us do our subject that we could do on our own. But then there were some that we had to do with her. But typically, she'd give us our assignments and we'd do them. Yep. We didn't have to have her around all the time. But she had so many different grades going because for her, unfortunately, we were all separate grades. So,
Same.
But there were 5 kids, and Satori was 11 when Jenna was born. So it's like she had a 11-year-old when she had a baby, and then on top of that, she had hepatitis when I was 8, I think, 8 or 10. So she was very ill for a lot of it. So she had to have the structure so that she knew what was going on, so that she'd be able to, take care of everybody, take naps as needed, all that fun jazz.
Oh yeah.
But
so my siblings and I, we had more time on our hands than
most homeschoolers. Your mom homeschooled in an efficient way.
Most of the homeschoolers that I knew homeschooled pretty much the exact same way we did, except for like the special needs one who needed a little bit more structure, or the kids who couldn't self-motivate.
Yeah.
If you couldn't self-motivate, your mom was way more structured with you. But if you could self-motivate, you were fucking chill.
Denny was
the amount of times that we would walk out with our homeschooled friends about getting all of our work done so that we would have 2-3 weeks off with no homework and be perfectly fine. Yeah. And then just, hop from one house to another doing a consistent sleepover the entire time. Mom's taking turns on which kids they had when. It was pretty intense. We had that happen more often than I would honestly want to.
Jimmy, we were always done early with school as well. Like we finished, our school was done in April or May, type of deal where we had just like
we just went on to the next grade. My mother never stopped school.
Oh, we did.
We didn't have summer vacation, none of that. You just continued on to the next subject. If you finished a subject, you finished a grade subject.
Wait, you only did one subject at a time?
Well, no, like we would be doing a bunch of different subjects, but because for example, there was a couple of years where I was in like 3 different grades at once because there were certain things like math. I struggled with math a lot. Science, done. I was ahead in science for a lot of the time until I got to biology, and then I took biology for like 3 fucking years.
We also didn't do testing like a lot of the homeschoolers do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember very much testing. We just kind of were like finished a grade or didn't finish the grade. Like if you passed, you passed. And so there was a couple of times we would have to redo things. But if we had to redo something, my mom would have a different book for us to do it in. We had a completely different way of learning it that time round. Yeah. Because obviously the first time round didn't work.
Well, that's how we were in certain curriculums for certain things in different grades. Like, we did Bob Jones University stuff until 3rd grade we did Bob Jones math until, originally it was 3rd grade.
I don't think anyone's there.
Yeah, they are. I just saw someone hopping in and out, so it means it's there. It's slow. It's a Wednesday. They're always a little bit slower.
Yeah. But yeah, for the most part, like if you finished a subject and you got a passing grade because you got enough, and when I say passing grade, my sadistic mother never let us pass unless we could at least pass with a B.
Can you move them? I need to look and see if something's over there. You're good. Go back. I'm trying to find my.
But yeah, so that was 90% of my childhood. And literally, we didn't really take breaks from school.
Yeah.
We didn't. We just moved on to the next level of that subject. Like, oh, you finished your second grade science projects that you needed to do. Oh, you passed with an A for the grade. Okay, here's your next science project that you're going to be doing for grade 3.
Yeah.
And on and on and on and on and on.
I mean, like, if we completed it, well, no, because my mom did it the way, like, if we completed our subject early, we just didn't have it.
No, she just moved on to the next one because that was just the easiest way to get this done. Well, because here's the thing: if you struggled at a subject, you then had plenty of time to catch up on that subject. Because oftentimes you would be like, I didn't start struggling with math until 5th grade. I was like 7 when I turned into 5th grade. Because I caught on to math fairly quickly. But then it became more theoretical and not like, oh, count these blocks and how many blocks do you have. What thing?
There's something missing. This is the bib. Oh, there's no pocket.
Good job. I mean, you can technically iron it without it.
No, you can sew it through all layers. It's fine. Yeah. It's not my favorite way to do it, but I will. It is 2, by the way, or almost 2. You said it is 2:30. Oh God. One of my things said a weird time a minute ago.
But yeah, like that was a pretty consistent thing. So like I didn't really struggle with math until it became more theoretical and more mental math.
Yeah.
The physical maths I got like that.
Okay, now I'm thinking maybe we'll just get up and go to this. Okay. Otherwise I have to wait forever, and I'm on a step where I really can't move on unless I have the touch and stuff. So,
but yeah. We really did just kind of hopped from one, which is also why my last 3 years of high school was literally only biology and algebra because I couldn't pass them. Well, I couldn't pass with an A because my mother is a sadist.
Biology was my easiest thing. Science was always the easiest, and I ate it up.
Biology, when it came to like the physical, like the skeletal system, the reproductive system, the systems, I got that. Yeah. It was when we had to deal with the microorganisms that I was just like, this microscope has little dots in it. What are you wanting me to do again?
So we didn't use microscopes and that stuff much because
I kept failing because I kept not like doing the thing.
Yeah.
Like
that was also
what they wanted.
My mother and Mrs. Cook also did the, oh, we're doing natural science right now type of thing. We're gonna go to the nature center 4 times this year.
Oh yeah. I mean, when we were little, that's what happened. But when we hit biology, like I just started to struggle so hard because it was always the microorganism part that I couldn't pass within an acceptable limit for my mother.
Yeah. Yeah. We're discussing homeschooling, guys. Homeschooling rocks, by the way.
It really does.
We are super smart. Actually, the funny thing is, like, people are like, oh, homeschoolers, you get to basically sit around in your PJs all day. Yes and no. Also, we, like, going into college and stuff, because the way it worked with us, in Michigan at the time, you did not have to report to the state. We moved to New York right before I started, not long before I started high school. And my parents were stupid and decided not to report, even though it was required in New York State. So because of that, we did not have an official diploma. So we had to go get our GEDs. And going into the GED classes to study for them, and because you took a prep course for it when we were 19, because then you didn't need transcripts and tests and all that. The lady that ran it is like, hands down, you guys are like the smartest kids in Medina. Like, I ask you to write an essay and you can write a freaking essay. You know, I set you down with a math thing and you guys can do it. She's like, this doesn't happen around here. She's like, she had 3 of my siblings, me and 2 other siblings, and she was like always so excited when we came in for our GEDs because she's like, you guys are just so fun to work with because you guys know things. And I think I cut 2 of this puppy.
Honestly, the one of the main downsides that a lot of people know of is the social aspect, which a lot of homeschoolers don't actually struggle with.
But here's the other thing.
Social, it's just that their form of social is different.
Well, here's the thing.
Like I can socialize just fine.
A lot of homeschoolers, are Christian.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning they are in church groups and they have churches typically.
We
Church
have friends. Well, and also anywhere you go, if you go to the amusement park,
Right.
you will find friends. If you go to the swimming pool, you will find friends.
Exactly.
Homeschoolers are really good about making friends, but they are a little weird and awkward about it. Because see, here's like my problem is I don't know when to shut up because the homeschoolers I grew up around had no filter. Our parents didn't force us to limit the conversations that we had with one another. There was no social construct when it came to that. It was, if you needed to talk about a thing with one of your friends, you talked about a thing with one of your friends.
We struggled at first, I would say, quite a bit because we only had the cooks for a while. And so once they moved farther out into the country and moved on to the farm, we didn't have kids around us.
Homeschooling only succeeds completely, and I feel like it should, if you have a community of homeschoolers, which is what I did.
Which we did that when Satori was in high school because we were with TeenWorks. And TeenWorks got together once or twice a week and had different classes and everything. So it was very, very social. And when we were in a big church with a lot of homeschoolers, it was a very social. It was a very social thing. We socialized all the time. Oh, that's not fun.
Yeah.
But so for us, the only time we really struggled was when we didn't have people in our lives as much. And when we got really, really strict, we became a bit awkward because it was then, oh, you don't talk to boys unless you're in love with them, basically, and things like that. It's like, but that was because of the environment we were in. Like my sisters and I, we were known as the fun people. And the youth group were basically the youth group leaders. Hey, Bo. And so we were very, very used to interacting with boys. And so the families that were used to that or came from, a little more lax especially the ones that had like siblings of the other sex and were used to talking to kids, of the other sex. It was normal. We hung out just like normal and we were so happy. The other families are like, oh my God, you're talking to boys. That's not good.
She did not have what I would consider a normal homeschooling background.
Not for a lot of it. A lot of it was pretty weird.
What I do have to say, because when I was on Coast, there was one of my friends did try to because I was talking with somebody about being homeschooled, and she was wanting to try it, and she tried it for like 3 months. But her mom couldn't handle it and she couldn't handle it, so they stopped. The main thing about homeschooling that a lot of people forget is that there is a lot of effort put into it. And it's not just effort from the parent. Like kids will go into it thinking that it's super easy. No. You have to be a self-starter. You have to be a self-motivator. Exactly. There is nobody who's going to force you to do the thing. It's all homework.
It's nice. Also,
it's like when you're sent home with a bunch of schoolwork that you have to get done.
Also,
you're the only one who's going to be able to do it.
Nowadays, it's really nice because a lot of like the public schools now offer an online at-home school thing.
Oh, yeah.
So that they have the accountability of the teachers when the assignments are due. It makes it so much easier on parents now.
I mean, that's when that's when it comes from what we call homeschooling, because that rage of like online schooling from the public school systems, that was when you were no longer what we would consider a homeschooler and what we considered an online schooler.
But now that's so much considered. Well, like there's a lot of programs now where it's literally you do everything from home and they have like requirements of things and stuff, but it's becoming more and more popular because of all the bullying and all the crap that goes on in schools.
Well, and like my mom's main reason why she homeschooled us and was because my older sister has ADHD, my older brother is autistic, and at the time they were in school, it was really at the boom of the No Child Left Behind movement,
Yeah.
which then left my brother behind and left my sister behind because they were special needs.
Yep.
Because my sister would finish her schoolwork way too soon, and the teacher would get frustrated about that because then she couldn't sit still. My mom's solution was just give her another work packet, but the teacher wouldn't do that.
No.
And then my older brother needed speech therapy. And because it was an all-inclusive, everyone does the same thing, we're all equals here, they wouldn't let him do it through the school.
Yeah.
So my mom went, fuck this shit on
See,
out.
we had a little bit of an issue, especially with me. I was melting down constantly during school. I was like, I just did not do it well. And probably had we realized it was somewhat autism, just because I would freak the fuck out. It was hilarious, but not exactly. No, I'm not doing that. We're not laying things on the floor anymore. Ugh. I should probably actually get ready and do this,
But yeah, it's homeschooling is really hard unless all parties are willing to cooperate.
yeah. Well, it's like once my mom because my mom has hepatitis C. She's been in remission now for well over a decade. And she had a relapse. She got it when she was 18. She had a relapse when I was about 8. And then she had another relapse, I think I was 14, 12 or 14, something like that. So during that time when she had that relapse and me and my older sister were in high school, we had to really figure it out a way that we could work without my mom being involved because she was too sick. She was on interferon. She was just way too sick to be dealing with 4 kids in school. And my younger sisters, so we have a half inch. We need a half inch. Okay. I ran out of time. That's right. So when it came to that, my younger sisters were doing a DVD school at the time, through a Christian school, and we had started for high school. We were doing a unit study thing, and so that was pretty much. We sat down, and with the unit studies, it had different assignments for each subject. And we sat down and we picked them out and brought them to my mom, and my mom approved our ideas or said pick something different. We had math and science separately. It was primarily like history actually, and then home ec and stuff like that. Because we did English as separately as well. But it was all, my back's killing me. It was very self-motivated. That left open for the fact that each unit, there were 12 units or something like that, and each unit had a different history topic. Me and my sister both did this. We hyper-focused on a specific time period. For my sister, she knew the Civil War in and out like the back of her hand, and she would have friggin' debates on this. Like the guy she had a crush on for so long in school, at church, her and him would have debates for hours on end. He was for one side, she was for the other. And it was like so much knowledge from her. I went more of the route of the Revolutionary War because I was at 12, read Johnny Tremain I just reread this book over and over. It was my favorite book, and it was all about the Revolutionary War. So I hyper-focused on the Revolutionary War. I wrote little books and everything like all the time on it.
My mom let me comp out of history like 3 years in a row because I caught very early on, I caught on to the fact that we literally just studied the same exact thing with just a little bit more information because they felt we were ready for it. Yeah. And my brain went, no, I'm not doing that again.
That's not what we did.
This is what happened. These are the things that they added in this year. Can I not do this? And she was like, okay, fine.
See, we didn't do that. Like, we did things like, I remember in first, second grade learning about pilgrims and cowboys and Indians and all that shit. And then every year was a different type of history, like world history or Egyptian history, or
we did all of it.
American history. So it wasn't.
We did time periods. You literally did all 3 subjects, all of those and you just were in the same time period for each and every one of them. It was the 1800s. We were just like, this is some of the knowledge from the Native Americans, and this is some of the knowledge for the Egyptians, and these are some of the knowledge for the, like, when you're going to ancient times. Like, that's what we did. We just did the time periods for
And
the different
oftentimes
areas.
with our history, like my mom would know. Okay, so she had a thing that she followed basically. Okay,
Yeah.
so this grade they do this history, this grade they do. We would basically go find some sort of book, either a curriculum book or at the
I
library.
mean, one year I used Percy Jackson, so that was cool.
we used it was like Ages of Civilization or something, which is very much about Egyptian history and the turn of that century and stuff like that. So we literally had a book and we read a chapter every day, and then at the end of the week we'd write out an essay or something like that.
Yeah.
Basically.
But like every time we
Detail
touched
it.
on like the Revolutionary War, because we touch on it almost every single fucking year.
Oh, see, we didn't do that. We didn't do that.
Well, let me rephrase. Every single fucking year I had to sit through it because one of us was having to study.
That's true. Anyway, Bo, how are you doing today? We're actually probably gonna pause stream. I'm gonna let it run, but I'm gonna pause it and possibly go to Joanne's and get this needle I need because it's gonna make my life so much easier. It's literally gonna take like 10 minutes. I mean, there and back, but if worse comes to worse and we run out of time, you take me with you. But it's a matter of if I shut down. I really would like to do this because it speeds everything up so much. And I already put so much fucking time into that shit. Like, they look great. But
I'm going upstairs.
okay, I just have to put on a bra.
I'm not dressed, as you can obviously see.
Yes, I see that. So guys, I'm probably gonna let stream run. I'm gonna mute the mic probably, but let it run just because I don't want to have to get y'all back here. Unless you'd rather I do that. But I'm literally
I mean, there's literally only like one person there, dude.
right now, yeah. That's my bird. Well, I know that a bunch of them are there and running in and out, so. Hi, bird. Ow! Ear, dude. I have eardrums. They hurt when you screech. Would you guys rather I left stream going while I go run and do this errand? It's gonna take me like half an hour. Or I can shut down stream and come back. Which one's, I don't know. I don't know which one's better. Ow! I mean, for playback purposes, it's better to just restart it, but this is third stream I've restarted today, so I don't necessarily want to deal with restarting. But I need that needle because it'll make my life so much easier. Yeah, it's a pretty bird. I think I might be okay to just use that thread though. We'll see. I'll get there and do it. We are enjoying. Her plushie's upstairs. I stole 3 of the cars from Andrew because they were cool. But we are greatly enjoying the stuff. She ran upstairs to get dressed. I just have to throw a bra on so we can go. But we're gonna run and grab a double top stitching needle, and so that I can top stitch evenly. I really need that needle. With doing more pants for me and doing more overalls and stuff like that, I really need that needle. So that's what I'm gonna do. But we will be back. It's only gonna be like half an hour. I can stop stream though and come back. Maybe that's what I'll do. I think I'll stop stream and come back. How's that sound, guys? Just in case we're out too long and she has to run to her appointment. I don't think we will be that long, but just in case. So that's what I'm gonna do. I will be back, guys, for a little bit later. It's just gotta run and grab this thing, and then I'll be back and probably need to eat some food. But anyway, so I will see you later. In about half hour to an hour, and we'll continue on with this talkings and the thing. I know. Hello, but ow. Ow, ow. So maybe we'll take Snitch for a ride today. Maybe we'll take Snitch with us. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I will be back in just a little while. So I will see you then. Bye, guys.